All right, everyone, how about a quick Is This You reading? These have gotten a little bit popular. The bird's even laughing at it. Look at this. All right, we're ready to have some fun. I like doing this. This is pure energy reading. I do a profile. I shuffle the deck. I ask the universe to tell me something about a chunk of the people who are watching. The bird finds this reading extremely funny, apparently. And I have a profile of somebody right here. That said, if it's you, it might be you now, it might be you in the future. I don't know, you might want to pay attention. Maybe it's you in the past, and you can pick up an extra lesson or two. We pull some advice and some future influence. This is a very specific one, I will tell you. There are 6 or 7 others or whatever in the playlist. But this reading is not for everyone, but it might be for you. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you found it for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you are meant to find it. So who did the universe want to talk to today? Huh? 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 Okay. Basically, I've got the Ace of Cups, the Fool. I've got the Ace of Wands here in my pre-shuffle, my profile. I've got the 4 of Pentacles, and I've got the 9 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. That's what I got in my pre-shuffle. Basically, this is somebody here in the energy who is still holding on to some love for somebody from the past and is thinking about going towards them, or that person's approached them and they're thinking about it, thinking about a new beginning with this Ace of Wands, but they're a little bit afraid, they're holding back because there was a reason they left this person before, and it was something to do with their independence, or maybe this person's a little controlling, or maybe they're just an asshole. Maybe they suck in bed. I don't know. But either way, somebody here is either thinking about going towards somebody from the past, or somebody from the past is coming back at them right now. And they're a little bit afraid. They're holding back a little bit. Okay? So, are you know, it's a very specific. These are always very specific. But there's always good advice from the universe either way. I got my own personal policies about going backward. But I'm going to leave them out of it. I'm going to go to my neutral kestrel field and shuffle the deck here and see what the universe wants to tell us about that pre-shuffle. I think for most of you, it's you thinking about it. But you're still holding on to some love. Maybe, you know. It's not your twin flame deep soul connection. It's somebody else for most of you. I mean, I suppose it could be anything, but it's pretty clear. It's old energy, something from the past that you already left behind, but you might want to bang again. And the opportunity might be presenting itself either now or in the near future. Let's see what the universe has to say. We'll pull some general energy, we'll pull some advice, and we'll pull some future influence. All right, here we go. Hey, little bird, this one's for you, Flem. For that cockatoo that's over in Pasadena. I know you're still thinking about her. I know it. He is. I'll tell you what. You pay attention. All right. He's watching. All right, here we go. Give me a reading on that pre-shuffle. Here we go. Right here. Oh, okay. There's, you know, a lot of time has passed here. There's been some healing. I mean, whatever happened that caused the breakup has been healed a little bit, anyway, or to a point. Still some fear about going forward. Ace of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, yeah. Ace of Swords, and the 5 of Wands. Oh. You probably fought a lot over money, resources, more practical things. Maybe their family didn't like you. Maybe you didn't like their family. It could be anything with Pentacles. Whatever it was a big deal, but it was a little deal that was blown up into a big deal. It became a problem, became an issue. The Ace of Swords is technically crossing the 5 of Cups. Again, it's just that energy of reconciliation. It's that energy of, well, it's over, but we've a lot of time has passed, we've kind of healed things, and now maybe we can try again or something along those lines. Okay, yeah, okay. I'll keep my mouth shut. I got a lot of experience in this, you know, sort of thing. Okay, let's see. That's the general read off of the pre-shuffle. All right, so yeah, there was bickering here. Something over practical concerns. Could have been money. It could have been all kinds. It wasn't about love per se, although the love relationship, the cups, it ended. You know, again, there's a reconciliation trying to happen here. Let's see. What's the advice on this? What the hell? Why is everything crooked? What's going on? I didn't do that. Okay. Let's get some advice here. What's the advice, energy universe? I'll keep my mouth shut. I'll keep my advice to myself, and I'll let the universe give you the advice. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. Just remember, I said I keep my mouth shut, but I can't. Just remember, there's a rule of psychology. People don't change; they just adapt. You know, if there was cheating here, it could have been for some of you. Once a cheater, always a cheater. It's generally the way it is, unless it was just a really good person who slipped up one time, got seduced by someone sexy. Other than that, it's core programming. It causes that. It's a selfish behavior. But I don't get that for a lot of you. I get it with something more practical related. Let's see here. What's the advice? Take it slow is the advice at the bottom of the deck. Page of Cups. Oh, yeah. Seven of Swords. I love an advice column that starts with the Seven of Swords. I can't wait to see what's bookending that down here. The Hermit. You learn some lessons from it. The Nine of Wands. You're a little bit, again, you're holding back for a reason. These aren't clarifiers, but the positions matter. You're holding back on this reconciliation for a reason. All right, you're either your future self, or probably your future self, or just your intuition in general. Your natural radar is trying to tell you something, but you're in your head. This is swords, and it's you might be in your loins too. I don't know. Whatever the argument was, or whatever the breakup was, it was far more practical. It wasn't about they were shit in bed or something like that. The sex was probably okay. And the Magician, bookending the Seven of Swords. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. The Magician with the Seven of Swords is basically the Magician reversed, which is a trickster. All right, be careful. I said right here, there's a reason why you're hesitant, why that wall is up. You learned some valuable lessons in this connection with this Hermit here. And I might only be talking to one person out here. This is a very specific reading. You got to be actually thinking about getting back together with someone from your past. Someone you fought with quite a bit, and the breakup was about practical things, which could mean their family don't like you. It can mean things like that. It can mean money. It can mean a lot of things. But you learned a lot from this connection. This connection taught you something which you carried forward with you. And you probably feel like going backwards is going back on that lesson. But this person's probably, if you're talking to them, if it's a future influence, when you will be talking to them, they're going to tell you they changed. They're going to tell you, oh, I'm sorry that this happened, or that happened, and I realized whatever. This card's telling me that they didn't learn much, that not much has changed on their side. The Seven of Swords bookend and the Magician, like I said, is basically one card. It's the Magician reversed. The Magician reversed is 3-card Monty, on the corner. It's trick. It's a definite trickster. There's no doubt. It's, and I'm not saying it's a bad person. What I'm saying is the same thing that the universe is saying the same thing I would have told you. There's a goddamn reason you're hesitating. People do this all the time. They fucking hesitate. Their intuition says no, 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 no. But their brain over here, I know in the brain, that's what's going on. You're like, well, maybe, maybe it was nonsense that we were arguing about. It could have been 5 of Wands. But it tells me with the Ace of Pentacles here, even if it was nonsense, it was a lot of nonsense. That's a big card. All right? And it's something that built over time. And over time, it wore down the relationship. The universe is saying there's a reason here. And there always is. People do this all the time, like I was starting to say. Their intuition's like, no, 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 no. And they listen to their brain because their brain starts rationalizing things. The intuition just knows. It doesn't rationalize. That's the brain's job. That's logic. That's the brain's job. So, you may want a reconciliation, but keep in mind, all I ask, and I don't know your specific situation, but all I suggest, and it's just a suggestion, is that you Pay heed to the fact that there's a reason you're hesitating. All right? And it has to do with a lesson you've learned. And the energies around whatever this reconciliation is totally tied to the fact that people don't change. They just adapt, even if they say they will. Baby, I'm going to change, baby. I'll change, right? And they never do. They hardly ever do. It takes a lot. It takes a spiritual journey for somebody to change. And you've been on one. I don't believe they have with the Seven of Swords and the Magician. I don't believe they've been on a spiritual journey. I think maybe they just ain't had any in a while. And you were pretty good. And maybe we try again, because that Four of Swords that was at the bottom crossing all of this tells me there's been some healing. A lot of time has passed. Time heals all wounds, they say, right? Yeah, it does and it doesn't. One of the things time does is we forget. We tend to remember the positives and forget the negatives. The negatives kind of fade away and the positives rise to the surface. Your intuition is encouraging you to remember the negatives a little bit. Bring them back up, because that's where they're coming up from. They're coming up from the bottom. And the brain is just looking at the 2 cups still standing here on the 5 of Cups. 3 cups down, yeah, but they've changed. They said, why? How do you know they changed? Well, they said. They said, oh my God, okay, well, if they said they changed, then that's fine. Oh, it must be true. All right, yeah, okay. I guess we don't need this reading then. Never mind. Future influence. Let's say you reconcile. If you do, take it slow. Take it slow. The love here, time has whittled the love down. It'll need to be built back up, if there was any. I know there was, because it ended with 5 cups. But right now, those cups are just representing the end, which blew up into some big pentacle issue, which is practical rather than love related per se. All right. Again, but I tell you what, that practical issue can be, if there is some cheating element here in this energy. If this person cheated on you, I'll tell you what. Dr. Phil always says if they did it with you, they'll do it to you. So you don't go with the person that you cheated with, is kind of what he's saying. But I'll add to that. I'll put a flip on that. Okay. If they did it to you, they'll do it again. And that's just statistics right there. That's all that is. And when I see this 7 of Swords and Magician, I'm telling you, there's a goddamn reason you don't want to. I can't say the specific reason because there's too many people watching. Although this reading is very specific, some of these will be. This is profiling, What's the future influence here? I'm going to pose it to the universe. All right, if you get back together with this person, what's the future influence? Okay, I'm going to ask a very specific question. As a matter of fact, I'm going to switch decks. I'm going to go with the little animal deck. Fresh deck. Here we go. Why does this keep spinning on me? Is there a little elf under the goddamn table? All right, if these two get back together, what's the future influence? All right, I already put it out there. The words are just drama for you, that's all. Just to fill, I don't want dead air on my video. Otherwise, you just have to listen to a bird laugh, right? He does nothing on cue. I'll tell you. Never work with kids or animals. Wasn't that the old Hollywood rule? All right, here we go. What's the future influence if these two get back together? 3-card Monty. It's always tricky to get back together. It's always tricky. I see the bottom card. Well, 4 of Swords, not bad. Hey, I'm neutral. I could be wrong. This isn't bad, but also the positions matter. Okay. 2 of Swords. The Emperor. And what's bookending the 4 of Swords? What is it? What's bookending the 4 of Swords? The 5 of Pentacles. The bottom card is Death. Well, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. It can be a good card. It can mean transformation. Okay? It's crossed by the moon. It's up in the air. It depends, right? As yet unwritten. It depends. It depends. There's a lot to sort out here. There's a lot of secrets here. There's a lot of stuff. This is about carpet sweeping. You know, the affecting energy is about if you want transformation, is to pull everything out from underneath the carpet. Because what I got here with book ending is I've got the Four of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. In order to prevent being, you know, falling flat on your face, getting egg in your face, being put out in the cold, whatever the case is, there has to be some stuff that needs to be talked about here. There has to be some healing. We need some soul. We need the brain. The Four of Swords is about shutting down the brain. It's about resting. That's how we recharge. That's how we get healing from it. You know, we let the soul energy come through. There's got to be some love in here somewhere. I got no love anywhere on this row. And you might think, oh, but there's the Emperor. That's fantastic. It's the divine masculine. Yeah, it is, but the Emperor isn't about love. The Emperor needs the Empress for that. The Emperor is all about ruling and control and, you know, taking care of business, taking care of everything around and doing everything. And it's crossing the Two of Swords. Basically, the cards are saying here, unless things are talked about, unless it's really everything is brought out from underneath the carpet and you don't try to skirt the issues that caused this to break up in the first place, this ends in, there's nothing. It ends in confusion. It ends in a stalemate. It ends in one person who hasn't changed. One of the reasons that, and I take it by the rows here because I can do that, one of the reasons that you might be hesitant to getting back with this person is because of their behavior, because of the way they are. I'm going to pull on this Emperor a little bit. All right, let's see. It's not your divine masculine twin flame connection. Just because the Emperor is here doesn't mean that. This is a narcissist. This is an egomaniac. I said there's cheating in the energy. For some of you, there might have been cheating here. I don't know. Or it's somebody who's tied to their family or whatever. You know, there's some sort of energy here of control. And I saw it in the pre-shuffle with the Nine of Pentacles. You're hesitant about getting back with this because you're afraid of losing your freedom again, losing your independence again, everything you've learned, you've worked hard for. The universe is telling you nothing's changed here with this person. They're a trickster. All right, they haven't gone through a dark night of the soul. This proves it. This is not a dark night of the soul. It is the Four of Swords. It was the card here, but I don't have, you know, I don't have that. It's got to be talked about here. Why is the Emperor here? Tell me about the Emperor. Just before we go, tell me about the Emperor. Let's see. Okay. Why is the Emperor here? Yeah. There's those Pentacles again. The Eight of Pentacles. The Ten of Cups reversed. Oh, and the King of Swords. There's a lot of control here. There's someone who wants to control happiness. Okay? And it's a very practical sort of energy here. This person's got some red flags. There's no doubt about it. Normally, I like the King of Swords. But the King of Swords might be the cure for it because he speaks the truth, is the truth, you know, kind of a thing, male or female. But, you know, again, they have to cut out this behavior in order for it to work, in order for them to talk about things. Let's find out what else the universe wants to tell you. Let's get 3 cards here. What's the well, I won't say advice. What else do you want to tell the viewer here about this situation that they should know? You can't carpet sweep this. I mean, I think once you get back together with this person in the future influence, the assumption was you got back together. I don't see any love here. I see a Ten of Cups reversed. Yeah, that's the only cups I've got. And that's my policy, my personal policy on going backwards in life is not to do it. It's especially if I learn some lessons from it. Because 9 times out of 10, I know, speaking for myself, I go on a dark night of the soul. I go deep and I learn my lessons. Other people don't do that. Other people don't. They just let time go by and they hope people forget. You know, that kind of thing. You can't do that. You're not going to do that because this person hasn't changed much. 7 of Swords and the Magician is a magician reversed. It's a trickster. Give me 3 cards and a bottom card, universe. What else you want to tell everybody before we go here? All right? So that's the advice. Be careful. There's a goddamn reason why you're hesitant to getting back together with this person. If you want to go ahead and bang them on the side, knock yourself out. They already been there anyway. It's not like they're seeing anything new, you know. If you want to do that, knock yourself out. But be careful about taking it any further than that, or letting your brain run away with you that this is 30 years, we're going to be together 30 years. Yeah, no, I don't know about that. Not unless this stuff is talked about. All right, give me 3 cards and a bottom card, universe. What else you want to tell everyone? Let's see here. There's that Page of Cups again. The Knight of Wands, yeah. And the Two of Pentacles. This is, yeah, it's crossed. Your intuition knows this. There's the High Priestess crossing the Knight of Wands. I just got done telling you while I was shuffling. And sometimes when I talk, the universe backs me up or it puts egg on my face. Right now, it's backing me up. I just got done telling you your intuition is screaming at you that this person is still emotionally immature, in and out, right? In and out. It really is. They are. I got one card of emotionally immature here, and I got one card of emotional immature here. These are red center, left, right. This person is wishy-washy. They're back and forth. They're back and forth. But again, it ends in confusion for you, just like it does with 2 swords down here. Don't be confused. Your brain is going to confuse you. My advice with someone like this is just bang them on the side for a little while if you really want to, if that's what you really want. Don't let it go any deeper. Just have some fun if that's what you want to do. If not, cut them loose, because if you go straight into a relationship with this person, again, there's no change here in them. The same thing will repeat again. History is doomed to repeat. Lessons we don't learn from the past are doomed to repeat. You've learned your lessons. So why would you go back with somebody who hasn't? They're just going to behave the same way. It's essentially what the cards and the damn energy is saying. So do what you want to do. But, you know, have some fun with them if you want. Knight of Wands, usually pretty good lay. It's usually pretty cool. It's a pretty decent bang, I bet. So have some fun with it. Get your rocks off a little bit. But don't get serious with it unless you sit down with this person and have a real talk, or that's going to end in 10 cups reversed and a 2 of swords. That Emperor energy does not make a good partner as a standalone. I would have liked to have seen the Empress with it. You know, yeah, I was hoping it was going to be crossed by the Empress, which would have told me that they've done some changes. I was wrong, and they've done some changes. I wasn't. This energy's pretty cut and dry and easy to read. Now, I have to say, do what you want to do. You don't have to take my advice. I'm just a talking hand on a video. That's it. You don't have to take my advice here. But I speak from a great deal of experience. Going backwards with someone who hasn't changed, because people don't change, they just adapt. Unless they go on a dark night of the soul and, you know, really spiritual journey and they're totally different. Maybe, I don't know. You know, I always say even a reformed serial killer, if given the right circumstances, 20 years goes by, never done anything to anybody. Perfect model citizen. The right circumstances come up. That nature, that core programming in them that caused them to be that serial killer in the first place is still there. It could be reactivated like that if they needed it to. If the circumstances were right, the energies were right. So keep that in mind here with past relationships. And of course, I'm not saying your person's a serial killer. That's just an analogy. It's an extreme psychological analogy. But it applies all the way across, whether they were a cheater or whether they argued about stuff, about money, whether they stole money from you, whether they were just lazy and didn't work, or whatever the fuck it was that caused all this fighting and all this breaking up before. It'll happen all over again. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. I'm pretty sure I'm only talking to a few people here. You know, but I will put the title so that people get it. You know, if you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. All right, good luck.